Inside a parked car, it looked like two people were doing something secret as the vehicle shook. But the truth was different. The female assassin was smashing a man's head again and again against the window. He stabbed her in the thigh with a knife, but she ignored the pain, grabbed her gun, and hit him in the head. She shot him point blank, splattering blood everywhere. After killing him, she dragged his body to the back and stuffed it into the car trunk. When she finished cleaning the scene, she walked through a homeless area and returned to her old mobile home. Then, she noticed a sock hanging outside the door. It was a gift from two homeless children living nearby. Inside, she began tending to her wounded thigh. She cut her pants with scissors and saw heavy bleeding. With no proper medical supplies, she poured alcohol on the wound to disinfect it and then wrapped tape tightly around her leg to stop the bleeding. Exhausted and in pain, she ate the cake the homeless kids had given her. The familiar taste brought back memories. Just 1 year earlier, she had eaten this same cake with her husband and daughter. Her name was Riley, a capable housewife who lived a simple, normal life. One day, Riley and her daughter Carly went to the supermarket. In the parking lot, another lady blocked them and started shouting over a parking space. Carly told Riley she should have punched the woman, but Riley calmly explained that there are many terrible people in the world, and if she punched all of them, her hands would stay swollen forever. After that, they happily headed to her husband Chris's workplace so they could all go to the park for Carly's birthday party. Meanwhile, inside Chris's workplace, his friend Mickey approached him with a dangerous offer: join a drug heist. Chris had money problems, so Mickey insisted that if this job succeeded, Chris's life would improve. Carly could go to a good school, and Riley wouldn't struggle anymore. Chris only needed to drive the getaway car. Chris was briefly tempted, but he loved his daughter too much to disappoint her on her birthday, so he refused. That night, the family went to an amusement park and ate pizza because no one else had come to Carly's birthday party. Her friends had been ignoring her lately. She was sad, but they did their best to cheer her up. While the family was driving happily, unaware of danger, the drug boss tortured Mickey. When his men reported Riley's family's location, he ordered them to kill all three as a warning to others. After the call, Diego killed Mickey as well. At the amusement park, Riley, Chris, and Carly enjoyed Christmas decorations and ice cream. From a distance, the assassins watched, waiting for the right moment. When Riley and her daughter stepped away from the ice cream stand, the killers drove close. Chris and Carly saw the attack happen right in front of them. Gunmen opened fire. Chris was shot while protecting his daughter. Riley screamed for help, but she too was shot. Luckily, not fatally. She rushed to her husband and daughter, hugging their bodies and crying uncontrollably. Due to the blood loss and emotional shock, she collapsed beside them. Soon, ambulances arrived, but both Chris and Carly were already dead. In the hospital, Riley miraculously survived even though the bullet grazed her brain. Detective Stan visited her and said her survival was a blessing. He informed her that 3 suspects were arrested and she would need to identify them soon. When Riley awoke and learned her husband and daughter were gone, she was devastated. Stan told her the attack was not random. It was a targeted hit meant mainly for Chris. Police discovered from Mickey's phone that Chris was connected to a plan to steal drugs from Diego. Riley refused to believe this, and Stan agreed. Chris had withdrawn from the plan, but Diego wanted to send a message. Stan left her a photo of her family. Riley looked at it, bloody and heartbreaking, and vowed to get justice. Though still weak, Riley went to identify the 3 suspects. When she saw them behind the glass, she trembled, but immediately recognized the driver from that night. Later, Stan discussed the case with another officer. They suspected someone inside the police was secretly working for Diego. The other officer warned Stan to drop the case, or Diego would target him and his family next. When Riley returned home, she sorted through her family's things. When she found Carly's Mother's Day drawing, she broke down. A man from the prosecutor's office came to see her. At least that's what Riley thought. He first expressed condolences, but then placed money on the table, telling her not to sue and start a new life somewhere else. Riley was shocked. He then pointed at her medication and suggested her mind wasn't clear, implying she misidentified the killers. It turned out he was bribed by Diego's gang. She angrily kicked him out, but he warned her that if she continued, she would only destroy herself. At the hearing, the defense lawyer used her medical history to claim she had memory issues. Even the judge had been bribed. He declared the suspects innocent. Riley rushed toward the killers, but security tased her until she collapsed. She was dragged out while the murderers laughed. Detective Stan later checked on her. The security guards lied, claiming she had injured herself. They tried to take her to a mental hospital, but Stan stopped them. Suddenly, Riley grabbed an oxygen tank, hit someone, and escaped. 5 years passed. Riley vanished. Most people forgot what happened. Then, one morning, 3 bodies were found hanging upside down on the Ferris wheel, all 3 killers from Riley's case. A weapons store robbery happened later, and security cameras showed Riley. She had returned. Stan and the FBI confirmed it was her, but couldn't believe how a fragile woman had become capable of such brutal acts. The FBI discovered she had robbed banks, committed armed thefts, fled abroad, trained as a boxer, and created multiple fake identities. She had spent 5 years preparing for revenge. Her next target was the corrupt judge. She captured him, nailed his hands, wrapped explosives around him, reminded him it was the anniversary of her family's death, and then left. His house exploded moments later. Police discovered the defense lawyer had also been drowned. Riley was taking justice into her own hands. A national warrant was issued. Meanwhile, Diego was meeting with the son of a powerful gang boss. He was already in trouble because 2 of his shipments had been stolen, also by Riley. He offered his girlfriend to calm the man, saying it wouldn't happen again. Riley returned to the homeless camp and gifted a boy a reindeer decoration. But when the boy's drunk father yelled at him, Riley pointed a gun at his throat and warned him to treat his son better. She even forced the store clerk not to sell alcohol to him anymore and borrowed a car to go after Diego. She broke into Diego's money laundering office, killed his men one by one, burned his money, and scared the accountant to running back to Diego to report everything. Diego became furious and doubled his men to hunt her down. Reporters covered the story. The public slowly learned about Riley's tragic past and began sympathizing with her. Stan and his team examined the destroyed money laundering site. Lisa believed Riley had been preparing for revenge for 5 long years. Diego gathered his forces. He suspected she would attack the warehouse and prepared a trap. When Riley entered, she realized something was off. The warehouse was empty. Then she found a timed bomb. Diego's men detonated it. The entire building exploded, but Riley escaped through the sewer. On the run, she chased 2 henchmen who bragged on the phone that they had killed her. She cut off their car and killed them both. Using their vehicle, she drove straight to Diego's mansion. 2 guards at the gate thought she was one of them and opened the gate. She shot them immediately. Inside, she fought through more men, taking out everyone with her training and weapons. Diego turned off the power, and in the dark, a huge man attacked her. But after 5 years of boxing, Riley defeated him and the next attacker. She found Diego's girlfriend hiding, then more men arrived shooting wildly. She killed them too. Finally, she found Diego. She told him she came for justice. But suddenly, Diego's daughter appeared, distracting her. Diego stabbed Riley several times and fled with his daughter. Riley, gravely wounded, escaped to a woman she once had an argument with. Riley only scared her because she had caused Carly's friends to ostracize her back then. She took her car and left. Meanwhile, Lisa and Stan searched the homeless area. The homeless said Riley was their guardian angel. Lisa realized Riley wasn't harming civilians, only criminals. The FBI decided to capture her alive. But then, Stan's behavior changed. He was Diego's mole all along. He pulled a gun on Lisa and killed her, witnessed only by 2 children. Diego ordered his men to burn down the entire city if needed to kill Riley. Soon, the entire neighborhood was surrounded. In an abandoned warehouse, Riley was bleeding heavily and nearly fainting. She imagined hearing her daughter's voice warning her. An assassin was following her blood trail. Riley crushed him with a metal box, grabbed his weapons, and fought the others who ambushed her. She used their walkie-talkie and warned them to leave the innocent people alone. Only Diego must stay, but Diego mocked her, saying she was alone and injured. Meanwhile, the FBI found Lisa's phone signal. They realized something terrible had happened. The department also discovered Riley was live streaming the entire situation, exposing Diego's crimes and revealing Stan as the mole. The whole city was shocked. Riley begged reporters and police to come save the innocent people being targeted. When Diego's men captured the two homeless kids, Stan defended them, saying kids were harmless. Diego got angry. He called Riley, threatening to kill the children if she didn't appear. Riley came out immediately to protect them. Diego punched her violently, wanting to torture her slowly. Then police arrived. Stan raised his badge to prove he was an officer, but Diego shot him instantly for betrayal. Riley attacked Diego, chased him, and knocked him down. Just as she aimed her gun, the FBI shouted at her to stop. They needed Diego alive. Riley replied, "And then you'll let him go innocent like last time?" Diego insulted her and her family, so she shot him in the head. The FBI panicked and fired at Riley, but she escaped. Bleeding badly, she went to Chris and Carly's graves. She collapsed there. Moises had followed her, but felt sympathy. Riley fainted. Reporters later covered the case. The public mostly supported Riley, even though the law didn't. She survived and was treated in a hospital. Moises admitted she had destroyed a major criminal gang and exposed a mole. Feeling guilty for not helping her earlier, he quietly left a handcuff key for her. And that is how the movie ends.